Well, good morning, and just got done, with the team, and always get to this point in the week, and you getting excited, closer to game time, and still have some important steps of preparation that we need to do a good job with and keep going. But excited for the next opportunity we get, and think about it. You spend a lot of time preparing for the season, and the opportunity to play is a great thing, and so we're excited for it. Like I said, got to finish up, this week of preparation, but looking forward to getting back out and playing again.
Jeff?
Paul, just I guess in general, would it be safe to say you would like to see a cleaner game week 1 to week 2, in particular on offense?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, clean, you want to play. I think the goal is always to play good football. And, and part of that is being clean. It's being efficient. And, certainly, things you'd like to improve upon, and you got to finish drives. And to finish drives, you got to finish plays. I think there's an area where we can get better at it, but in the end, you want to play good football, and that's taking care of the football. It's when opportunities are presented, you've got to be able to take advantage of them, and just playing good, clean, consistent football.
Colton? Paul, we didn't see as much pre-snap motion in week 1 as we had in the past couple of years. Was that something that Penn State was doing, or maybe something that you've tweaked with the offense taking over the plays this year?
No, I think it was kind of what we thought fit the game situation for us last week.
Back to Jeff.
Non-football related question. I hope this isn't a little too odd for you, but 20-year anniversary of 9/11, and if I remember correctly, you were with the Chargers that year.
Yep.
If you don't mind, can you mind sharing what you recall from them, what that was like at the professional level?
Yeah, it was like you said, we were on the West Coast, and we were getting ready. We had a incredibly early bye week that week. So, but everyone driving in, and on the drive in, we'd go by a naval base, and was going in early, and something was off. There's usually was very little traffic, and then the base, you could see it was cars backed up even onto the interstate, and so when I got into the office, realized kind of what was happening, and I think it certainly impacted so many people differently, but yet I think it'd be fair to say that we all were impacted on it, that day. And I think really the day was more, for me, it was more kind of that you were trying to process it all. I don't know if I took it all in and understood it. And then as time went on, it became a little, it was scary. You didn't know what all was going on, or what was kind of the ramifications from it. And but you did find yourself just touching base with those you love and care about, and then kind of as you go on, you realize there was some people that I had known and coached that were victims in it, and I thought it was really interesting when we went back and had the opportunity to play in the Pinstripe Bowl. And my kids were really young, and much like a lot of our players, and yet when we had the opportunity to go to ground zero, and how many years afterwards, and really there weren't many players or my own kids that had vivid memories of it, but how that impacted them. And so it's we all probably know exactly where we're at, and a lot of times I think it's probably hard to recall emotions that you felt certainly a long time ago, but not for me on that one.
Jake?
Paul, I talked to Jim about Noah Burks earlier this week and just he had some pressures against Penn State. You saw that, had a couple tackles for loss. Jim mentioned about him wanting to be, he's always been more consistent like a rock, but you started seeing some flashes of dynamic playmaking ability. Just what have you seen that's been different from Noah so far? I know it's still early in the season, but what strides have you seen from him since spring ball into fall camp in week 1?
Yeah, I think what, certainly, kind of what you're talking about earlier with, and that's a good thing when you're consistent and solid, right? That's certainly not a negative, but it's been fun for me to see, and I think it's driven by confidence, confidence that Noah has and has gained over time, and then trusting that and cutting it loose. I think that's, he's a good example to me of, guy that, chose to come back, right? Loves to play and chose to come back and wanting to take full advantage of that and cutting it loose. And certainly he's capable of being impactful. And it's not to say that he hasn't impacted before, right? And when you talk about someone being consistent and solid, I think those are compliments, but he is also, in the past and yet thought he got off to a really good start, this season of kind of being a dynamic and impactful.
Jesse?
Paul, what does Jalen Berger need to show you in order to earn snaps? And would you expect him to play this week at all?
Yeah, I think that, with Jalen, he's had a good week of practice. And like I said, he was doing some good things before. It's just that, we had last game, we talked about this, talked about it a number of times that, how many carries going. And a part of it is, we had a lot of snaps last game, but I don't know how many times we really felt like we were in a great rhythm. And I think that always helps when you can get guys in and guys are in a rhythm. But I've liked the way that Jalen's practiced this week. And there is not a sideshow going on. He's a guy that, has had success before and was young, last year, a true freshman. And, as long as he continues to approach it the right way and work, which he's been doing, had a good week of practice, his opportunities will come.